Jerusalem, where we're gearing up for the weekend, Oscar-nominated animated movie Ratatouille is released on DVD this week. So, with that in mind, here's who's infesting your lunchtime today in the nicest possible way. She looks presentable now, but there were mutters earlier from makeup that she resembled a drowned rat first thing this morning. It's Linda Bellingham. Now, when we spotted a bit of a hunk on our way into the studio, this one was like a rat up a drain pipe. It's Zoe Tyler. She's dragged herself out of the sewer to be here today. It's Denise Welsh. And trying to ensure that this rat pack stay in tune is me, Andrea McLean. Coming up, as a Japanese company starts offering staff time off to deal with relationship breakups, we're asking, should we all be entitled to heartbreak leave? Plus, here to chat about her new album and book for first-time mums, it's presenter and musician Myleene Klass. And we're joined from Down Under by Neighbours' longest-serving character, Harold Bishop. That's actor Ian Smith. Now, Zoe, we've not seen you for a wee while, but before we have a chat with you, let's just have a little look at the last time that you were on. Have a look at this.
How's your love life?
Well, it's all right. Going very well with Mr. Burly Policeman, 6'3" muscle man. Sorry. No, he's very sweet.
So
yeah.
it's a proper relationship now?
It's been 2 months now. But
well, that is good for you.
It's right.
You haven't scared him off yet, then?
I haven't scared him off yet, although I'm hoping I'm not going to sit here in a month and go, I hate men. I hate men.
Dare I ask?
Dare you ask? I hate men. Had to kick him to the curb, girls. Had to kick him to the curb.
But you know, when you were on, and Carol was well, we all were to a degree, but Carol mostly, was saying about, you know, and don't fall into your old trap of checking his texts and everything. Did you do that?
Of course I did.
And?
Sixth sense, always right. You know, it would just be really nice for me to meet somebody that doesn't lie. It's really...
You will. Don't
Will
panic.
I?
Yes, it all comes to those who wait.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. But, you know, so... Obviously, yesterday I had to spend Valentine's Day alone.
Oh.
Thanks. And I didn't even have my little Valentine, my little beautiful little boy, because he's away with his dad, so it was just me and the dog.
Well, I don't want to
Shame.
rub it in, but I actually had one of the nicest Valentine's Days ever. And Colleen actually would have bought the dog a card, actually, wasn't she? Because Colleen buys cards for everything. No, because on the show yesterday, I knew that Tim was coming on, but they wouldn't tell me at the show what he was... Well, you know this, what he was going to do. And I had this fear, because he did it at a big ball, a big black tie ball, was that he was going to come on with a singing thong on. He came on with a thong. He actually came on and gave me a song, but he came on at this big ball with a thong that was singing like a monkey and went, "Thing a thong for Europe," or some such thing. And I just kept going to Colleen. He's not going to come on in the thong, is he? He's not going to go on in that. Anyway, he came on and he sang my favourite song, "Have I Told You Lately that I Love You?" And I was crying. Linda was crying.
Because Mr. Spain had been on and given me a little note. So one way or another, it was a right cry day, really.
It was.
How
It was. And even
romantic.
Ray was crying at Tim's song. Colleen's
Yes,
Ray.
everybody.
We all had a little bit of a boo-up yesterday, have to say, for different reasons. A little bit of a boo-up.
But next year, it'll be your year.
Yes.
And you'll have a lovely one.
And we'll play this back and how we'll laugh.
Yes.
OK, as it's Friday, it's time for our weekly wind-up. And one story we didn't have time for in the week was Daily Express columnist Stafford Hildred's comments about his frustration that his weight loss hadn't been noticed by other people. So, do you like it when people notice that you've lost weight? You know, when you've lost a lot of weight, Zoe.
No, hate it, because when somebody says to me, oh, haven't you lost weight? I want to go, oh, was I fat before then? You know, I take it really personally.
That's a typical female sort of reaction, rather than just saying, thank you very much, yes, I have.
Yeah, I know, but I think...
I've had dysentery, I've actually been very ill.
I don't like anybody commenting on my weight, even when I've lost loads, you know, because I don't like it. I just don't like it. I think people should avoid it.
I love people commenting on my weight when I've lost it. Because we've lost about...
We have
10 pounds each,
well,
over
yes.
10 pounds, haven't we? You know,
It's coming on.
And I keep doing that thing of just going, God, these are so loose. Failing to say that I'm in a size 18, but never mind. But no, I do like people to comment, but because it just, we were saying the other day how depressing it gets when you're constantly on a diet and you keep you're reaching a sort of stalemate, don't you? And you go for a couple of weeks, you haven't lost. So if somebody just says, oh, you look like you've lost a little bit, it just gives you that little bit of sort of buoyancy. But at the weekend, Zoe and I were at this concert at Newcastle, and so I was thinking that because I'd lost weight, this would be noticed. And it was one of my friends just said to me, he said, do you know, the thing is, he said, I just love you with a bit of weight on. And it just really upset me, even though I know that I've put much more weight on because he's seen me really thin. Yeah. And it's like why I don't use the scales, because if I'm feeling okay in my clothes and then I get on the scales and that says something that I don't want to hear, then I'm thrown back into a blue gloom again. It's pathetic.
Yeah. What's really annoying though is if you lose weight, you know, the heartbreak sort of way. I mean, you guys are dieting and you're doing it in a sensible way, like most of the country is at the moment. It's that sort of New Year thing as well. I know, you know, when I was going through a bit of a tough time and I lost heaps of weight, I mean, ridiculous amounts of weight, and I was probably 1.5 stone under what I should have been. So I was, you know, really quite gaunt. And I had people coming up to me going, wow, you look fantastic. You know, bones sticking. And what's really irritating is yesterday I saw a photograph of me looking like how I did then, and a little bit of me was going, gosh, you did look quite good, actually. And it's dangerous.
But I've seen photos of me
hard.
when I was the weight that I used to think, because I pathetically fell into that trap of when people would go, oh, you're too thin, thinking great. And that's absolutely ridiculous, because when I look at photos when I was that size, I looked about 10 years older.
Yeah, I mean, we know that, and you get, you know, you go through life. I mean, when people are very, very thin when they're young, everybody's thin when they're young, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I noticed actually in the paper this week, Jack Nicholson talking about chat-up lines.
I read that.
Are you pregnant? And have you been pregnant? And you think, and apparently this is a chat-up line. Would you like to be pregnant? I'd slap his face. Because that's the last thing you want, isn't it? When you've given birth, that always used to happen. When the baby's due, I've just had it.
I'm still being asked 15 months on.
That's
I know
you've had your hernias.
I know, but I don't. By the time I sit down and go, no, I'm not pregnant. I had 2 hernias. Now I only have 1. It's really quite tedious.
But I actually had a fantastic moment in Russia years ago, and I had quite a young gentleman caller, and I'd been away and come back and lost lots of weight. I was really the fattest I've ever been. Came back, I went, look, and he went, no, you don't understand. I loved you for your soul.
But now my soul is so slim.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, have you kept in touch with Olaf?
Actually, speaking of slim ladies, of course, it's been London Fashion Week this week, and of course the BAFTAs. So of course this is the time when we have a look at ladies who've been on the red carpet. What do we think of this lot here? Let's give them a thumbs up or down. First of all, it's Keira Knightley. What do we think? How do we think she looks?
I think,
yes,
well,
no?
I think that the designer has suited her figure with the sort of sticky outfit. She's a very thin girl. Now, the thing is, I've heard her say that she gets as upset as some overweight people do about having their weight criticised, because she does have a healthy diet, and that's just the natural weight she is.